Hello and welcome. Today we're going to review the X150 Quadcopter with optical flow and 720p HD camera. Now the drone comes in this small square box right here, showing a clear area here where you can actually see the drone clearly. It says Freeman. And it's from XK, so it's the X150. And right down here it shows all the features like gyro stabilization, Wi-Fi, optical flow sensor, so on and so forth. There are two models of this, the red model and a blue one. So let's open the box and check it out. Here we go. So here we have the drone. Very sharp looking drone here from XK. As you could see, it has a very good camera here in the front. An f2.8 90-degree field of vision XK 720p HD camera. But this is definitely a high-end 720p camera. And it has a really cool reddish and white design. Down here you can see the FPV antenna. It looks like it has a substantial FPV antenna. Here we have the optical flow sensor so that it can hover in place within a reasonable height off the ground. We have the small removable propellers. And here is the on-off button. Just keep that pressed till the lights start blinking and it's on, and keep it pressed to turn them off. It has these little foaming landing skids or legs. And overall a neat looking little quadcopter. And it's not too heavy, it has a good build to it. And the neat part is it has a removable battery. So let's remove the battery here for a second. It just snaps and slides right out. So yes, this is a proprietary battery. I believe it's a 3.7 volt 800 milliamp LiPo battery. And it gives it a good 10 minutes worth of flight. For about a 90-minute charge. So very good battery here. And so let's look at the rest of the items. They should be towards the bottom of the box. Let's get that out. So get here. So yeah, quite a few things here at the bottom of the box. Let's get them all out. So here we have user manuals. Here we have propeller guards right here. We have spare propellers right there. We have the cell phone mount that goes onto the controller, so we'll have that set up in just a bit. Here is the controller, and we'll go over that. And it has these little protectors for the joysticks. And here is the USB charger for that proprietary battery, and there is a screwdriver. So that's about it. Nothing else left, so let's take a look at these in more detail. Now here are the main parts of the quadcopter out of the box. I briefly wanted to show you how the charger and battery setup was. You basically have this little box as the charger, then you plug in the USB cable, and then you just simply pop in the battery, and then it'll be green while it's charging, and then the green light will go off once it's fully charged, and red shows that it's plugged in. And so that's basically that. Now let me show you briefly the transmitter and the app. Now as far as setting up the cell phone mount on the transmitter. It's very easy and straightforward. Here you can see how it's done. You basically snap the two plastic pieces together, then screw in the two main screws there, and connect the third piece there, and then just open the cell phone holder and snap it in. So installing the mount is very straightforward. So now basically setting this up for first time flight is very straightforward. First we would turn on the quadcopter by pressing this button right here. Once you see the lights flashing, you turn on the transmitter, and then once you do that, you have to bind it. So basically you put the throttle up and down, so you go like this, and so now it's bound. It's probably flashing like this because it's low on battery, but it should stay solid. If you do want to calibrate the gyros, it's the throttle and rudder to the lower left, like so. And then you let go once it stops blinking very rapidly like that. And then the transmitter controls are very straightforward. This stick right here is the throttle. If you do a short press, it does a 1-key return. And if you long press it, it goes into headless mode. This right here is the rudder. If you short press it, it will go into flip mode, where it'll start beeping, and whichever direction you move, the quadcopter will flip. And if you long press it, its lights will turn off while flying in midair. This is the on-off switch. These are the directional trims. And then here at the top, this button on the left, if you short press it, it will change the rates. And if you long press it, it will either do an automatic land or an automatic takeoff. And this button right here on the right, if you short press it, it will take a picture, and if you long press it, it will start recording video. And this transmitter does take 4 AA batteries, like so. And to set up the app, once everything's been bound and the gyros have been calibrated, is very straightforward. First, you have to go into your Wi-Fi settings and look for XK Innovate, and simply connect to that. And there's no Wi-Fi password for it, or at least not initially by default. Once connected to that, now you open the XK app, which is this one right here, called XK Innovate, and it should be in the Apple and Android stores. So you open that one up, and as you can see right away, there's a live feed here, video feed, and the latency and lag is not too bad, and it's very clear, very clean, crisp footage. And the good news is you can control this little quadcopter with the app, so you don't even need the transmitter if you don't want to. But the transmitter will give you longer range, significantly longer range, and more detailed and stable flight. So it's recommended to use a transmitter, but you can use the app. And the app is very feature rich. Here are your controls here. You can trim it. You can do an auto takeoff. You can change the rates, high and low. You can do a draw waypoint here. This is the flip button, I believe, for 360 flips. This is your help. This will allow you to use the accelerometer to tilt the phone and use that. This will allow you to, I believe, calibrate the gyros. This is your virtual viewing. You can put these in VR goggles and use that. Here is to see your controls or hide them. Here are some settings that you have. You can change quality and things like that. Here are some other settings here for the cameras and pictures. So here you can take pictures. This will allow you to record video, and this is a link to the album here where you can see your saved photos and videos. And that's essentially it. You can record and save photos and videos here, or you can actually save them onto this SD card slot right here on the quadcopter. You get better quality if you save the footage or pictures off of the SD card. And but you could also save them on the app as well. So that's essentially it. This is not a brushless or GPS quadcopter, but it does have optical flow, so it's very stable, and it's pretty fast, and it's not too great with wind, but it's definitely an excellent indoor selfie quadcopter. So let's take it for a little spin and check out some footage.